Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I have a question. How much you paid for your last fancy dinner? 5,000? 10,000? Who paid more than 2,000 dirhams for his last fancy dinner? Raise your hand. Well, I see a good number of hands all around. Be careful next time you go for your fancy dinner, because you might be eating your next investment opportunity. Because at DAMAC Riverside, for only 2,500 dirhams per month, you can become an investor in Dubai's real estate market. Now, let me start with a very serious discussion. Let me assess the urban growth model of Dubai from my experience as an architect and urban development expert. Most of the cities in the world are centralized. And let me explain to you what I mean by centralized. They have a nucleus that includes all the commercial activities, public facilities, all the attractions. And from that radiates multiple development rings. The closer you are to the city center, the more premium the area is. The further away, the less premium. However, there are few cities in the world, like Los Angeles, that are decentralized. So what I mean by decentralized, they have multiple nuclei, each of which it has its own circles of development, which helps in driving premium almost equally across the whole city. And let me break the news to you. Dubai is becoming the next truly decentralized city on the planet. And let me explain to you how. That's the map of Dubai. Properly serviced with infrastructure. We have the Etihad Rail upcoming next to Riverside, along with the metro line. Look at the current centers in Dubai. From one side, you have the downtown and business bay that extends up to Dubai Design District. From the other side, you have T-Com Barsha Heights, along with the marina that extends up till Dubai Hills Estate. And look at the upcoming new centers. Jabal Ali, along with the Expo, and also the DWC. And look at the location of Riverside. It's beautifully equidistant between the multiple centers. So imagine how much premium this location is going to have because of its proximity to all of those centers. In addition, this site is equidistant between both airports, the International Airport and Al Maktoum International Airport. And let's look at the numbers. Currently, Dubai International Airport is taking 18.7 million visitors per year. And it's serviced by more than 30 hotels. Look at Al Maktoum International Airport. It's expected to hold more than 130 million passengers. And it's serviced currently by around 3 to 4 hotels. So imagine the gap between supply and demand for short rentals. So someone might think, so what if tomorrow a huge number of hotels starts construction? Let me explain to you how the hotels industry work. Do you know how much time you need for you to build a hotel? Minimum 4 to 5 years. But there's a trick with the hotel. Even after construction, it doesn't stabilize automatically. It ramps up in operation. You need 3 years afterwards for the hotel to stabilize. The total amount is 8 years. So even if tomorrow you're gonna have 200 hotels become under construction, still after completion of Riverside, you're gonna have full 5 years for you to milk for shorter rentals. Now, let's look at the other side of the story. Dubai World Center is gonna include 6,400 companies with 1 million new jobs being created, including 10,000 personnel being added to the workforce of the airport. And those people need a place to live, close to the place in which they work. So imagine the demand on the long-term rental in the area of DAMAC Riverside. So this opportunity that presents the best of both worlds, the best of the short-term rental world and the best of the long-term rental world. Dubai is not a city that's reliant solely on tourism anymore. It's becoming more and more diversified from an economic perspective. Innovation, technology, and agricultural technology. What does that mean? It means that there are a lot of residents moving into Dubai. And that's why the demand from end users is increasing year by year. And that's why we already hit 3.9 million residents in Dubai. The population size is 3.9 million. And it's expected to increase easily to 5.2 million in 2030. GDP today is 4%. 2031, it's expected to become 6%. So imagine the economic impact of all of those sectors together on the real estate market. Now, why Riverside? Location, equidistant between both airports. Close to all the centers of the city. In a community that smashed the records of Dubai real estate market. 5 billion worth of villa sales, 4 billion worth of apartment sales. We crushed it completely. Limited inventory is remaining, and we are launching a part of it tonight. The community has two major spines, and it's designed around the three major pillars on longevity: activity and fitness, food and social life. Two major spines. The green spine, that's loaded with amenities for the family, from sports activities, gaming zone, kids play area, and a blue spine. That includes floating restaurants, floating kids play area, floating fitness centers, you name it, it's all there. And today, we are launching Capri One. But we are launching Capri One for who? Who's the perfect end user and investor for Capri One? Do you know who's the perfect investor for Capri One and who's the perfect end user? Let me start with the end user. It's David. Do we have any David here? Raise your hand. Do you know who's David? Ashraf, do you know who's David? Huzaifa, do you know who's David? David is a guy that lives in Dubai. He makes 35,000 dirhams. He's been saving for the last 2 years around 1/3 of his income. He has 280,000 dirhams in his bank account. He has easily the down payment that's equal to 10%. He has the 4%, and he can easily pay the balance payments that are distributed along 3.5 years. Because his monthly payment is only 2,500 dirhams, along with bullet payments every 6 months. So 1/3 of his salary will be more than enough to cover up for that. And imagine how many people in Dubai make 35,000 dirhams plus. All what you need to do is to go and profile those people. You need to find all the Davids that are available in this country. Now, let's look at the investors. Who's the perfect investor? This time it's Henry. But why Henry needs to invest in Capri One? Well, if Henry buys a one-bedroom for 993,000 dirhams, we are expecting a minimum, and we are being extremely conservative, an increase of property value equal to 30% within the span of 3.5 years, which is the construction period. So, David will be making more than 300,000 dirhams upon completion. And at that point in time, being conservative, he makes 6% of the property value of the market value at that point in time. Which means that he's going to be making 7.8% on the current property value, plus the 30% of capital gain. So imagine what an investment opportunity. 30% within 3.5 years, and then you make 7.8% perpetually. And we're not accounting for any extra gains in property value after the handover. Why those numbers are conservative? Look at the history of the data in Dubai. Look at the prices of apartments in communities over the last 3 years. It increased by 250%. Imagine. And we are assuming only 30%. And look at the transaction. 81% took place on the one-bedroom and 19% on the two-bed. Which mixes and matches perfectly with the mix of Capri One. We did not put that mix by coincidence. We know what we're doing. Now let's talk business. The starting ticket prices are, for the one bedroom, 993,000 dirhams. Two bedroom, 1.9 million dirhams. Payment plan, 10% down payment, 10% in 2 months. Then on monthly basis, you pay 2,500 dirhams with bullet payments equal to 5% every 6 months. That goes up to 10% during the last year and 30% upon completion. Now, that's for the buyer. How about you guys? Don't you want a piece of the pie? Do you want more commission? I can't hear you. Do you want more commission? I need more energy. Who wants more commission? We're going to be offering 5.5% commission for every single one of you that will be selling 5 or 6 units. 7 to 9 units, that's going to take you up to the 6% commission. And for the big boys that are able to sell more than 10 units, you're going to go up to 7% commission, a number we did not hear in the market for a long time. Who's going to make the 7% commission? Who has the database and the strength and the confidence to close more than 10 units? Raise your hands. I want to hear your voices. Do you have that confidence? Can you close 10 units? Hell yeah. Now, for our bulk buyers, because we at DAMAC, we are extremely loyal to our customers. So, if someone comes and buy in bulk, we want to make sure that that person is getting a bigger share of the pie. So, if the buyer buys half a floor, he's gonna getting 2% discount. Full floor, 3%. 20 plus units with a value equal or exceeding 25 million, 4%. 30 units plus with a value equal or exceeding 40 million, 5% discount. And for the big boys that can afford a full building, 6% discount. To make things more interesting, we're offering 2 special payment plans for the bulk buyers, not just one. So, you can either put 40% down payment, 20% during construction, and 40% upon completion, or pay 50% now, and you don't pay anything during construction. Upon completion, you get 50%, which is obviously something you can sponsor through a mortgage.